Hello, we are back with another great match of Tcprod, Karl M, Pümpelbankräuber versus PeterPan, Nils and Popov. Let's go!
Battle control initialized.
So, on the bottom we have Pümpelbankräuber on the left, Karl M in the middle, and Tcprod on the right. In the top we have Popov on the right, Nils in the middle, and PeterPan on the left. I think Pümpelbankräuber is now already known very well for his insane bomber pushes where he just goes all in for frogfoots just to take out MCVs, refineries, whatever he can get. Karl M is very well known for his very good Scrin air blob games where he pushes insane value with huge Scrin air blobs. And Tcprod here, I am not so sure. In the past he played a lot of helicopters. He has probably updated his game style now. We will see. PeterPan, he's known as a very good player. From the top of the players, he was not able to join the tournament at the beginning. But now he's back for good and we will see some awesome plays, I guess. In the middle there's Nils. He's known for excusing for raging and he's like playing in as a replacement player here, I think. And we have Popov here, who was also not able to join the tournament at the beginning, but now he's in. A scout tank is doing what a scout tank is doing best. He's scouting. It's scouting really nice, but actually you could have also used a Humvee for that, but whatever. Like a ranger here is being used for scouting, sees a lot more, maybe better for the task, whatever. The scout tank still does the job. And I think we will speed up things here to go to the interesting part faster. Oh my god, and we already missed the interesting part, I think. So here were a couple of bombers. From the buildings that are gone now, we can see that, I don't know if we should even restart the match to see this thing again. Oh my god, the bombers are doing crazy damage. There's only one refinery working now, but he has a service depot up and I guess that will be an MCV that's coming out here. No, it's a harvester. This guy is crazy. He should just build MCVs now like nothing else, because what one does he want to do with even more harvesters? That makes no sense at all here. What he really needs is more MCVs so he can still build stuff. He's on the brink of losing the game, or at least losing his game here and leaving his team in a 2 versus 3. A really good job by Pümpelbankräuber, who is now flying into certain death. I think Nils just came to the rescue. A really good play here to save the guy. I'm not so sure if PeterPan could have survived this. I think not. If not for Nils coming over with the mobile flak barrage, guys. He saved. Okay, here he has another base. That's really nice. I'm not so sure if the advanced guard tower can stop the bomber run. I guess not. But he fails to kill the MCV. But a second one is taken out by Nils. Really good job by Nils. He goes around, kills the aircraft. Nice reaction. He keeps on doing it. He gets more frogfoots. Interesting. I'm not so sure if that's the right approach. Just going more for the crazy stuff, but why not? It has yielded some success. It might be in for some more. There is a power plant by Nils. I'm not so sure if it's good to place it right here where the bomber stuff will come in. Also maybe from the right side. So now we see Popov building some units, going for a small rush against Tcprod, who does not really have much. So there's more bombers going down. If we look at the destroyed and lost stuff, Pümpelbankräuber is basically even. I think at the beginning it was really good, but now he wasted a lot of bombers into the flux. So now he evened out. Still, he crippled the strongest player of their team. That might turn out to be a crucial thing here, because the strongest player of the bottom team is up and kicking. Karl M is, I think, leading the earnings. But PeterPan is also very well with the earnings, but mostly because Karl M dropped a lot here. I'm not so sure. Maybe he was not able to spend his money properly. So that's why his earnings just dropped. It's a bit hard to read, but now he is running away against with the earning. Tcprod is actually not doing bad. His earnings are up. It's just not like he has a lot of stuff being built with it. If we look at the army craft, Carl M is already running away. So I think crippling the strongest player of the top team was a really good idea. The bombers here don't do much. And we will see what happens. Spiro Banzai is saying looks interesting. So here comes the crown push by Carl M. That's like his typically strategy. He goes for a strong push in the mid game, and then later we see Scrin airblob. I think we just go forward a little bit to the real fight when it's happening. So here we go. I think the flak cannons will have no chance against this army as they're anti-air units. The Kirovs actually will have a problem because there's a lot of PDL with no. The range corruptors, the first ones don't have it, but now some of them, the ones with the red circle, have PDL. So, okay, in this case, the scout tanks are really nice addition here. They have PDL, but it doesn't really help against this army. This army, you would need reflector armor against the heavy devourer, and maybe some energy weapons yourself against the PDL of the ranged corruptor. So the guys here are completely getting wrecked by an army they are not being prepared for. And they come in MLRS, which is a nice addition, but again, PDL is a problem. Too many missiles against PDL units, no energy weapons. That's a bad composition. But I mean, PeterPan cannot really be blamed. He was crippled like crazy in the early game. So I think they did a good job at stopping the air push, but now the mix of a energy weapon dealer, the Devourer tank, and the range corruptor as a PDL and infantry killer is really hard to come by for the top team, as they needed to build totally different units against this. So looking at the army craft, I think it's a pretty clear picture. The players on the bottom are far, far above the players on the top. And if we look at the earnings, it's a very similar picture. Or even worse, I guess. But now I think the second push might be really critical. It might take out Nils completely. We will see. So from what I can see here, maybe it's a little bit louder. So, okay. The MLRS are mostly useless against the point defense laser, so I think PeterPan just thought, why not build the same stuff again? It worked really bad the first time, so maybe it will work good in the second time. If I don't change anything, it might change. But that's sadly not the case, so he's just losing most of his army against this. And I think he's taken out of the game. This MCV has totally lost where he should go and just drives straight into the fight. Not a good idea. Nice, a Swiss bank. He's supporting his team. What a team player. So nice. Tcprod is now the highest earner of the game and has also a huge army, but is not using it. Should actually push in, but I think the game is won already, as PeterPan is crippled in the early game. He's still the best of his team, but Nils was now completely taken out by Carl M. So now Tcprod's army coming in and should seal the deal, I guess. We have some normal Eurocopters, which are okay against the Scrin army, but it's a different team. So, I mean, he's on the team of the Scrin army. The Warthogs actually make a lot of sense, and he should have built the guys earlier against this range corruptor Devourer combo. It cannot stop air units. The range corruptors are really weak against the napalm bombs. The heavy Devourer is okay, it can sustain a little bit of napalm, but the Corruptors are taken out easily in such a case. So I think the yellow player has no chance against the green army as it's really, really big. Green is even split up and is also coming on the left side. Prison Blasters for the heavy damage part. A Scout Tank for soaking up damage. I think it's a composition that makes a lot of sense here. Of course the Warthogs are great against the Prison Blasters, but not so nice against the Scout Tanks. Kirovs here are mostly a win more card. So it just wins more. Here the seal is sealed. The deal is sealed. And I think the game is over. And I think we're looking ahead for the second game. Now this air unit's also coming in. Okay, let's go for the next game.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
In the next game, wait a second, that was the first one, now this one is the second. Same guys, same factions, let's go.
Control initialized.
We have, no, or I'm not so sure if Tcprod played France in the first game, but the rest is the same. On this team, Popov played Germany, he's here on the left side in the middle. Nils is playing North Korea. Okay, why not? Same stuff again, I guess. The flak tanks were really good. And PeterPan is playing Talon. I think that's also the same as last game. So we will see if something changes now. Maybe Pümpelbankräuber will build bombers. I'm not so sure. Or maybe this is the first game where he builds something else than the bombers. I can just say the team on the left side should now know what's coming. I hope they're not surprised by bombers from the red player. But everything is possible. The scout finds an unprotected AA gun. And here we have mobile flags at the coast. So I think it is pretty clear that Nils is expecting the bombers again. Maybe, and here are the bombers. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Who would have guessed? Maybe Nils would do a good job just getting some flags up here, as the yellow player is quite open and is maybe not prepared. PeterPan actually has a lot of rocket mercenaries, so not too bad against the bombers, but I'm not so sure. But we're not seeing a push on the base. That is insane. Will Pümpelbankräuber play it different now? He goes for the army. Insane. But oh my god, he killed so many infantry. They were so close to each other. The bombs could really, really rock. Let's see what comes next. I think the green army has a big problem against all the rocket infantry. The bombers are going for the yellow base, and this looks good. He takes out both MCVs and one is driving away. The next one is coming out. I think for a short moment he did not have a construction yard, but now he will be back at 2. So I'm not so sure. I think the push did not really work. We can look if it even worked money-wise. He destroyed 16k and lost 13k, so not too bad. But he neglects his economy and build up completely with this, so it's not worth it. And the bombers come again. Take out this MCV, I guess. So he stops this funny he. I drive my MCV over to your base and we build close to your base. I'm not so sure. The team on the left side could maybe win this. They keep on pressuring the guys. But all that might change once Karl M is coming with his hovering unit that might go over the water. We don't know yet. We know. I just didn't see it. There's already a chunk of the guys coming in. That could completely change the course of the game. as the harvesters are really susceptible to the Devourer tanks, and losing all your harvesters here is absolutely critical. The people's tanks are not really good against the guys here. They are anti-heavy unit. We have the Aegis Cruiser. That is an anti-air unit, so he doubles down on anti-air, but the enemy air unit is just not going for him. So the Devourers are a problem. He should instantly build rocket soldiers. That's the answer here. But he needs so many more of them, and before he can build them, he's lost all his harvesters. If we look at the earnings graph, I think we will see an insane drop of the teal player. And this rush here has ended as well. But the follow-up push looks good. A lot of MLRS, that's really dangerous. The Chrono Prisms should actually join the fight, as they can take out PDL units at the front. The bomber here is doing a great job, taking out infantry again. Very nice targeting by the guy. The Devourers are still wreaking havoc here. Oh my god. If we look at the destruction graph, then Karl M has already destroyed 35k of value and only lost 16k. So really good trades here. Pümpelbankräuber also now really good, 50k destroyed. I think these two guys are really doing value for the team. The Devourers are now finally beaten here, but the earnings of the teal player are almost down at 0. He just has a few. The only reason why he's not at 0 is that this graph is like smoothing out the curve. And I think now it's time for the team on the right side to also push on top. A lot of ranged corruptors. These will be a big problem for the GDI infantry units. They cannot win against the guys. The Chrono Prism of course can win against these guys, but not two of them is a bit too few. Still, the guys should just move together and as a team. And this will be a horrible push. Completely getting overrun, losing critical buildings like the tech center. So it's just running in. He just doesn't care for the stuff at the front. Just goes directly for damage, because why not? He has so much stuff, and taking out buildings is value here, especially if it's power plants. He has this construction yard left and this one. But I don't know if this was really worth it. He only took out a few buildings now in hindsight. But there's more stuff coming in again. But the guys here also have some stuff. I'm not so sure. It looked horrible on the left side, but now it's okay. But if you consider how much PeterPan has lost, it's not okay, I guess. I don't know exactly who picked which map, as this map is really nice for the team on the left side. The Frogfoots can do the damage really easy and fast. They can go with Scrin over the water. So their faction picks and their playstyle really is nice for this map. So might be the map choice of the team on the right. Again, the guys are missing PDL units, and this might break their neck. They're building a lot of projectile units against an enemy that's heavy on PDL. I'm not so sure if that is smart. I guess they will find out. The Eurocopters have no upgrades here. I think that's a problem, as the infantry will really take out the Eurocopters. But it does not really matter. The other units are so many and numerous. Let's see, the air units are now racking up. I'm not so sure if they even need the air units, as this army is much better adapted to the army on the left side. Now this is a fatal mistake, they're not going together, it's just like one guy sends in the chronoprisms, the other guy is only half engaged. When the chronoprisms go in like that, you should be full engaged, but now the Kirovs come and you should really like go back, shoot the Kirovs, go back, shoot the Kirovs, not just wait for the Kirovs to get in. However, he's still doing a great job taking out the Kirovs. I think PeterPan is now getting a lot up in the destroyed craft. He's now evenly positive. He was behind before, but now he has killed more than he has lost. But now he's lost again a lot, so no, sadly not. Surprisingly, Tcprod is the man of the match here, dealing the most damage. That's really nice to see. Not the Scrin airships are winning this game, but rather the Prism Blasters. And the Eurocopters are doing a good job. And the Apocalypse tanks are really good at tanking here. So the push is now coming. And I think... I'm not so sure. I think the game is over. The barrage tanks, the flak barrage here, barrage is not doing a lot of stuff. It's not really changing anything. I think the biggest problem was that PeterPan again, as the strongest player, was taken out quite early. Maybe they should have placed him in the middle, so he survives longer, I don't know, or maybe at the bottom even. He would have been much better against these Devourers pushes with his infantry focused play style. But I think now it's over. We just see like the army from the right side pressing and pushing through top. I think nice game. It was a good game, intense game, but at this point I think it's over. Even though Nils is massing Nona SVKs, it's not going to change the outcome of the game, unfortunately. I think it's also not the right answer in this situation, as the scout tanks have PDL and they just counter the Nonas. I mean, not in this low numbers, but if they all unite and go push into them, they would. So I think the game is over here. The assault carriers are not even handled. Oh, they are. So maybe the flak tanks even take the guys out. Nice, nice, nice. But there's just so many carriers, I'm not so sure it makes any difference. If we look at the army craft, it's just up here. And there's just another big army. So even though Nils' army is big, it is not strong enough, because the army of the opponent is just much bigger. There goes in the suppressor field, nice. And I think his team has already lost and left the game. So for Nils this might also be over now in a couple of seconds. He's not yet accepting the fact, but it's what's going on here. I think this is a 2-0. Really hard to win for the guys. If PeterPan is taken out early, maybe they should have protected him more and then they could have won, because PeterPan is a really strong player, but taking him out is the perfect solution in this situation. In the same manner, team on the left should try to take out Karl M, as he's the strongest player of the other team. The Aegis cruisers are really, really strong against the Scrin airships and the Kirovs. He really has a lot, but it does not really change the game, as it's already over. However, he's taking out huge chunks of air units. Oh my god. Aegis cruisers from hell. I think it's nice to see how the Aegis cruisers shred an insanely big air armada. Nils now even goes and takes the top spot of his team with all these air units he killed. But at the end of the day, it does not change the game. If your opponent's not coming over the water, then all these cruises cannot really change anything. So this is the GG. It was a pleasure to show this game. I'm out. Bye bye.